Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be doing a bright, fresh, dewy, glowy spring makeup look as spring is just around the corner. It's insane. March is almost here. Goodbye winter. I am so excited for warmer weather, spring fashion, spring makeup. Everything's just better when it's not cold outside. So I am so excited. So I'm going to get a little bit of a jump start on spring makeup looks. I'm going to be showing you the palette that I've been using a lot recently, and that is the Yes Please palette by ColourPop. And this is just an awesome warm brown, orangey, rusty palette. It's incredible. I love ColourPop shadows so much that I just chucked it onto the ground. Oh my gosh. I'll go get that. Alright, I picked it up. I really love ColourPop shadows. I just love ColourPop in general. They are so affordable, and all of their makeup I've tried I have loved. So keep doing what you're doing, ColourPop, because you guys are amazing. Also, I have a really pretty lip color by them that you'll get to see on a little bit later. And I have a new concealer I've been testing out, as well as a new shade of bronzer that I've been using. Don't know how I feel about it yet, so I'll let you guys be the judge. So if you guys want to see some of this makeup in action and get some spring makeup look inspiration, and then just keep on watching. That is so weird. I just looked outside and the sun is shining. That never happens. Okay, so my face routine really hasn't changed. Using the same primer, same skincare, same foundation. So I went in with the No Pore Bloom by Touch in Soul, and now I'm using the NARS Radiant Longwear foundation. Mine is in the shade Salzburg. I'm just going to zoom through this really quick because, like I said, it hasn't changed at all. So it's not that exciting to watch. Okay, so that is the foundation on. So now moving on to concealer. I've been trying out the new e.l.f. Camouflage 16-Hour Concealer. I have the shade Medium Peach. So one thing I have noticed about their shade range is it's kind of very confusing, and it's very, very light because this is considered to be medium, and it's almost lighter than my Shape Tapes, and I have those in like 3 different shades, like light sand, light neutral, and light medium or something like that, and this is like so light in comparison to all 3 of those, and those all range and get a little bit darker. And so I didn't find one in my Target that was anywhere near the color of the Tarte Shape Tape that I had, so that's a little disappointing because this is a little bit too light. So I have to mix it with another concealer to make it work. I'm going to put one of my darker Shape Tapes on first, and then we're going to brighten with this. One thing I did notice about the e.l.f. concealer is when I tested it the first time, I had no makeup on at all, and I didn't set it, and I really just wanted to see how the concealer performed like on its own, what it was all about, and it really dried down super duper matte, super dry, like it didn't need to be set, which can be a good thing for some people. For me, I do have dry skin, so it's a little bit drier than I wanted it to be, but it is nice that it didn't need to be set. So for like no makeup days or something where you're just like putting a little bit on here and there, you could basically just like put it on and go. So that is awesome. If you have super dry skin, you may not love it, but the Shape Tape is also quite drying and matte, and I love it, and it's my favorite concealer. So it's really up to like your own interpretation. So go ahead and try it out for yourself. I believe it's $5, so like you're really not losing a ton of money if you don't like it. And even if you don't, like for no makeup days, going to the gym, that kind of stuff, it might be something good to have on hand because it isn't expensive and it does do its job. So let's go ahead and put it on. Like I said, this is Medium Peach, and the applicator is almost identical to Shape Tape, so I love that kind of applicator. And the formula does feel very similar on. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but this one is darker. Nope. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but this one is a little bit lighter than the one I had previously on. So this will help really brighten up underneath the under eyes. I just don't feel like it has as much coverage as Shape Tape, but that's expected because I haven't found a concealer that covers up my dark circles as well as Shape Tape. And even though Shape Tape is super full coverage, I still have to layer a few layers just to actually cover up my dark half moon, half circle, crescent things underneath my eyes. So like I'm used to concealer just not covering it and that being just how it is. So I did go in with another layer of this e.l.f. concealer, so let's go ahead and blend this out. Okay, so it does get a little bit creasy while it's still wet, but when I tried it earlier, once it dried, it just didn't move, and it really didn't crease too bad either. So you kind of just have to watch it while it's drying, but I'm going to go ahead and set it just so we can minimize the creasing as much as possible. So I'm going to set underneath my eyes with the RC No Color Powder, but I do have another setting powder that I'm going to use all around my face. Okay, to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder, and this is in Translucent. If you've been following me for a while or have watched some of my other videos, you will know that I did a wear test on their banana version of this powder, and I wasn't a ginormous fan of it. It worked, it did its job, but for me it was a little bit too dark because I am super pale, so it didn't do a really awesome job of brightening underneath my eyes. But that's fine, like it still set it. The powder is super finely milled, so it is a really good powder. So the translucent version is actually a lot better in my opinion. I really do like it. It sets the makeup super well, and it's super, like I said, finely milled, so it's really undetectable on the skin. So I'm going to go in with that powder in a fluffy face brush, and this is just the ColourPop F1 powder brush. And I'm just going to pat this on my face where I tend to crease, and also where I will be putting bronzer and blush, just so we don't get streaky stuff happening. And I also really crease bad in my forehead, so I always go ahead and just dust a little bit of powder in there. For bronzer, I am using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer like I always do, but I actually switched up my shade, so I ran out of mine, and I was at Target, and I actually hadn't seen the other shades they released in store like ever, and it's been out for so long, so I was so excited. So I grabbed Sunkissed bronzer, so this is the medium, and I don't know what I was thinking because I am super light, but some days I felt like my traditional just bronzer shade by them wasn't dark enough. So I think I've messed up though, because I think this one is too warm. So I need to just find a darker version of the other color I have, because this one pulls a lot more orange on me. So not my best decision, but it's still good, still a good bronzer. It's just a little bit warmer than I wanted, but it does give you like a super sun-kissed, I just got back from vacation look, so I see what they were trying to do. And I did get an air tan or spray tan last week, or the few weeks, I don't know, recently. So I am a little bit tanner, so it does end up working now that I have that, but I can definitely tell that when I'm back to my pale ghost self that color won't work for me still, so I'm gonna have to go get another one, but it's fine. I do like it a lot. Alright, so I have a new favorite blush, and I think I've mentioned it in a few of my videos, or maybe I haven't, I don't know, but when I first started using it I actually hated it, but now I really love it, and that is the Sunset Baked Blush and Brighten by Laura Geller. So I guess I was kind of confused because it was kind of advertised as a bronzer, and it definitely doesn't work as a bronzer. So like, as you can see, there's some brown like throughout it, but the majority of it is pink, so it's definitely a blush. But it also has like some glowing properties to it, so I was like so confused, and I didn't know if it was going to be like too much on the skin, but it's just a super pretty, super glowy baked blush with some bronzy elements to it. So you can use it however you want. I kind of put it on my cheeks, and then I brush it up and blend it into my bronzer just for like an overall glow, girl. So I really have been enjoying it. This is my Sigma Duo Fiber blush brush that I use in all my videos, the F15. If you want like a write-up of all the brushes that I use all the time, like it literally doesn't change. I have a blog post on my blog, which is always linked in the description, and you can head there, and it's an easier way to look at them all in one spot, and you can shop them, and I think it just makes it a tiny bit easier, so check that out. You can just search it on my blog, but I will, in this video, I will put a specific link to the brushes I use, just so you guys have an easier way to get to it. And the highlight I've been using is my favorite of all time, the one I use in every video. It's the Glowy Gossamer Duo by Peachy by Petra, available at Target, and this is the Subtle Sunrise one. Yes, Subtle Sunrise. I'm so sad because I went to get another one because mine is basically gone, and my Target doesn't sell this shade combo anymore. They only sell the darker version, which is too dark for my skin. So now I'm almost out of it, and there's no way for me to just go and grab more when I do run out of it. And I know what you're thinking, just order it online. I know, I will, but I loved that it was just like at Target and I could just run in and grab it, like, oh, but no, not anymore. And it's so weird because there's not even a section for this specific one, like in their display at all. It's just that other one. So it's almost like, to me, they don't make this one anymore. I'm gonna be so sad if that's true. Hopefully that is not the case. So I'm gonna spray my face with a facial spray. I've been using the Kors H2 Rose Hydrating Mist. If you follow me on Instagram, posted about this, love it. I've been using it a lot since I received it. Smells like roses, super fine mist, super hydrating. And I really like it a lot. It comes in a glass bottle. It's super nice, and it's available at Sephora. The mist is so fine. Like, it's a normal squirt mist, which can sometimes lead to like polka dots and like the issues that I have with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. Like, it's the same contraption, and sometimes I just have some not good moments with that. Which is why I fell in love with the Morphe Continuous spray, because it was like the aerosol can. I've never seen something spray so nice. But this is a really, really, really good mister. It's super fine. So I do feel like I have to use a lot of sprays, but I always do. That's normal to me. Because I just feel like it's just so delicate. But it's lasting me a super long time. So that's a great find. If you're looking for a little bit more of a natural facial spray. So really quick, I'm going to fill my eyebrows in, and like I've been doing lately, I just use the Benefit, what is this called? Gimme Brow in the shade 6, and I literally don't fill them in any other way. I don't go in with a pencil, I don't go in with powder. I just run this through it and call it a day because I am so lazy. And I also really like the boy brow look. The fuller the better. So I've been trying to grow these bad boys out for so long, and it's not really going anywhere, but this kind of gives the illusion that I have more hair there. Okay, so I'm just brushing some translucent powder all over the concealer that's on my lids because I don't use an eye primer. So this palette has a lot of awesome mattes, and I really love these two lighter shades right here. Those are perfect for setting down your eye, like your all over lid space, and also to really help you in blending as well. So I'm going to go in with Full Zip first, and this one is a more neutral cream bony shade, and put this up in my brow bone and kind of blend it down a little bit into the crease. And then the first shade I'm going to go in the crease with is this one, and that is Champs. So this is a like a light peachy bone color. So this is so pretty. I actually did a look a few days ago, and I really only used this in my crease, and it was so soft, and I just thought it was so pretty. The next shade I'm going to go in is this really super bright orange, and this is the shade Big Cocktails. So this is just really a straight up orange, so be careful because it is bright, but I love bright colors and I think it's awesome. So I'm just going to put this in the crease, kind of just blending on what we just started. I think this is looking so pretty right now, and I literally would wear just this for like a super natural everyday look. I think this is stunning, and you can absolutely just keep it here, and this is what I've been wearing a lot recently, but I'm going to just deepen it up a little bit just to show you like how glammy you can take it with this eyeshadow palette, but it's also a really good everyday springy summery basic eye look kind of palette. so that is those first corally and orangey shades all blended out. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit darker colors. So I'm going to go with G&O. So this is just like a dusty orangish brown. Super gorgeous, as are all the colors in this palette. I think this is like me in a palette. I love it. Okay, next I'm going to go on with Spoiled. So this one is a lot more pinkish. This is kind of like a cranberry shade. So I'm actually going to go back in with G&O, the color we used right before that one, and try to just darken up the outer corners a little bit more. So now I'm going to go in with the darkest color in the palette, and that is this deep brown right here, and that is the shade French Kiss. Love that. And this is just a super dark purpley brown. It is brown, but it does have a little bit of a purpley tinge to it. To help me blend it out, I'm going back in with the G&O color, which was our really warm tone lighter brown. I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush back to our orange, kind of mixed with our G&O color, to really blend out our crease. So I think that's pretty much it for all of the darker colors and all of the crease and outer corner work. So now we're going to do our lid. So you could take this look either way. You could do a metallic lid. There's some really pretty metallics in here. I've been using the Butter Cake color, which is like a really true gold. There's this really pretty metallic right here. There's this one, and then that one is like a copper penny kind of color, and that one's gorgeous too. But a look that I've actually been loving is a matte lid. So I actually go ahead and do a cut crease type look with my concealer, and then I just set the concealer down with a bone shade. So in this case, I'll use this top one right here, which is called Full Zip in the Please Me palette. I'm just going to cut my crease really fast. By now you probably know how to do that, so I'm not going to waste too much time on it. I'll probably actually just skip right through it, but I'm just going to use my Shape Tape in one of my lighter colors, and then a concealer brush, anything with a really good edge, and I'm just going to map out where my lid space ends and meets my crease. Okay, so I'm having some huge blending issues on this side, which I have not had with this palette, so I do not know what's going on. But I'm just going to go ahead and put the bone colored shade all over my lid on top of the concealer and just move on. And then I really like to blend out the edges where the lighter color meets the dark. So I'm going to go back in with our orangey shade and kind of just soften that line a little. Okay, so it's not perfect at all, but you kind of get the idea, and hopefully I can clean it up a little bit. I'm going to repeat that on the other side, and yeah, you're definitely not watching because I really screwed this one up, so I'll be right back. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the whole eye look. Like I said, I'm really struggling on this eye. I don't know what's happened with the blending and stuff. Something with the concealer and the shadows and all of that kind of just really screwed up everything. But this eye was so much easier, and it looks a lot better. So just look at that one. But you kind of get the idea, and I just think it looks so like wide-eyed and bright. So I think that's a really fun look to try for springtime, as everything is growing and blooming and getting brighter and sunnier. I think this is like a fun take on that element and like a super wide-eyed, bright looking makeup look. So I'm going to throw some eyeliner, mascara, and finish up my lower lash line, and then I'll be right back. For my lower lash line, I really just blend all of the shades we use on the top crease under there. It's really not necessary, I don't think, to really spend all your time on your lower lash line because no one cares and no one looks at it. So as long as your top lash line is looking bomb, then your lower lash line could just be some smoked out browns, mascara, maybe eyeliner, and it'll still look super put together. So I'm gonna do that really fast and then I'll be right back. I just threw on some winged liner, and I think the wing really pulls this whole look together. I just use the e.l.f. liquid liner. It's hands down my favorite eyeliner I've ever used and the easiest to get like a super sharp wing, and it's like $3. So yeah. For lips, we're going to use the ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Zuma. If you're not familiar with the blotted lips, these are like a new take on their liquid lipsticks. They are still liquid lipsticks. They do still dry down and they are still matte, but there's something about the formula that's a little bit different. It feels a lot more lightweight on your lips, especially when you're putting it on. It feels basically just like water. And so to me, they're a little more comfortable, and I prefer them over the matte lips because I do feel like they're not nearly as drying and they don't get super crusty like I feel like the matte ones do. So we're just going to pop this on. It is definitely not as opaque as the matte. I feel like you have to build it up a little bit, but that doesn't bother me at all because it is more comfortable to me. So this is a new way that I've been wearing my eyeshadow, and I really like it, and I really love that Yes Please palette by ColourPop. So if you're looking for like a really good everyday palette that can also be built up to make more like nighttime-y, glammy type makeup looks, I think that palette is a super good option for you, and it's super affordable because it's ColourPop, and you can use my code 5Claire to save you $5 on ColourPop, so then it's like a win-win-win. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!